How are you all doing with the cold everywhere? Made you some hot coffee. Well, not too hot, you won't burn your mouth. Cheers. It's just a morning chat. I'm gonna catch up on a few things. Curious about how many of you actually did I call it the Nomad Vision Board. There's words on here, they're cards. And a vision board is something that you put in your home, and it has pictures, and it's things that you really want to do. It's a vision board. Like, what's the vision of your future? That way, when you walk by it, it's in your home, that you can see and be reminded of where you want to be. Well, when I saw this idea, I thought, oh, that's like a vision board. And you go through it. I'd get a clip and go through it and just read the words, right? You just have short words, statements, like short statements, right? And you go through them every day. Well, I did catch up on mine. I went through it and made a couple new cards because a few things had changed. So I said I was your cheerleader, right? Rah, rah, okay? Shish kumbah, right? So I just wanted to remind you. So how are you doing with your goals? This is the second week of January, and a lot of people say that New Year's resolutions don't work. I disagree. I think they do, because I had one very big one, and it actually worked. I mean, it changed my life. So they do work. But I think the trick is to be consistent with it. You must be consistent. You must make it a habit to have your list going on. You know, I've always got lists going on of what I want to do. And then I've got this for my goals. And if you're consistent with things that you want to change in your life, if you're consistent with that and you've got a routine down, you're on your way. You really are. It really depends on what you desire, what you want to happen, but it also has a lot to do with your intentions. That's a good question. What are your real intentions? Do you really intend to do it? Because I think, I know that you're running through your mind right now. If you really do ask that question, what are your true intentions? The answer's there. You'll know. Do you really intend to do that, whatever that is? Do you really intend to do what needs to be done in order for that to happen? When you ask it that way, it makes a big difference. Don't you think? To ask that question for yourself. You do want something. Let's go with the normal, okay, yeah, I want to change the shape of my body. My body is out of shape. It's out of its natural shape. And you want it to be fit and trim. I think that's most people's goal. Well, if you're already there, kudos, But if you're not, what are your true intentions? Because you know what needs to be done. I think we live in an age where information is so readily available. I mean, we walk around with a computer all the time, okay? It's there. Now, there's so many different diets, and I'm just using this as an example because it might be that you want to write a book. There's so much information. Let me say that here on the web, out there. It's just floating around. Information, just grab it, bring it in, and look at it. How to write a book. What you could even type in. What do you need to do to actually be a successful writer? I mean, there are all kinds of websites that'll tell you what to do. Well, so we're just using the weight, you're out of shape thing. I mean, there's so much information out there. You know what needs to be done. I mean, with that subject, yeah. You know in your heart that you're probably not eating right. You know in your heart that you're probably not eating the right foods at the right time. You know that you're not exercising. Now, you don't have to run miles and miles. That's kind of a new thing. You don't have to do cardio after cardio. But here's what you do need to do, is you need to build muscle. Because once you start building the muscle, the fat around it, you're going to actually use more calories, and it's going to end up pushing the fat out. I mean, it just is. Now, you probably know by now that it's okay to eat fat. I mean, the right kind of fats, right? You know it's okay to eat fat. You need fat for your brain. Fat does not produce fat. It just doesn't. Actually, sugar and processed carbs produce fat. Okay, well, extra calories produce fat, but usually if you're going to be eating a lot of sugar, I think we kind of know that. If you're going to be doing that, you're going to get a belly on you, and you're not going to feel good. You're going to not want to go to the gym, things like that. So let's get back to the intentions. So you know that those things need to be done. What are your true intentions, right? What are your intentions? So this is my goal. This is my be the best you cheerleading encouragement. Okay? There you go. You got it. I want to read a letter here. A couple questions from Lucretia. I love you, Lucretia. Let me tell you how I met her. I was in Quartzsite, and by the way, I'm getting ready to go. Okay? Gonna make the trip there. And I don't know how long I'm going to stay, but I'm planning it out, and I'm getting ready. I met Lucretia. I was at Main Street Laundromat, best laundromat ever. And I was coming out, and her husband saw me. There was a Class C there. Her husband saw me. She goes, "Oh, my wife loves you." She goes, "Would you mind stopping and surprising her?" So I go, "Oh, sure." Right. Made me feel like a real celebrity, right? And so she goes, she's in there, and she's sitting down. And so I kind of walked up, and I walked in, I peeked around, walked in. She went, "Oh my God." Hi, Lucretia. Well, you're a celebrity unto yourself. You know that. Yeah. A lot of people know Lucretia. So she says, "Good morning. I have 2 questions. Number 1, for the condensation issue, have you ever tried one of those small condensation trappers? My experience is they work great." Well, I've tried 2 or 3 different kinds. In fact, somebody loaned me the one that you can actually plug in. When I was having water issues, right? This was a redone van. This when I bought this van, minivan, it had been redone. Well, I don't think there was something coming through the windshield, because once I replaced my windshield, which I like to do periodically because my insurance pays for it. And in Arizona, you get these little teeny weeny little potholes from sand and dust hitting your windshield. Well, it solved it. So I used his that you can recharge with, you plug it in. It was, I think it was 110, yeah. And I used that for a little bit. There was just so much condensation in here because every time it rained, it came in. I've also used, but I gave it back to him and said thank you. I also have been to Dollar Tree. They have those, and I've used those. Yeah. They work fine. They work fine. They really do. I haven't bought one lately. Maybe I will go buy one and we'll test it out. I don't think about that too much. Being in Arizona in the heat, I don't get that much condensation. It's right now. So maybe I will go try it out. I mean, why not? And then I'll let you know what I think, because I kind of forget how it worked. Okay, number 2. Have you ever had an issue with mice? No, never. I have never had a mouse in my van. I have never heard you mention it, but so many who are in vans do discuss it, and I wonder if you do something they might not be doing to abate it. Well, one thing I don't do is I don't boondock very much. If I'm in the city, I'm kind of going around, and mouse isn't apt to hop in under my engine area. And I have actually talked about this, Lucretia, but you probably just didn't see it. I do it here and there. And a lot of you gals don't know. Have you ever seen the underside of a car? I was surprised when I saw mine first time. I was like, oh, I had no idea it looked like this. I mean, a lot of you do, but you know, that the engine area is an open space. I mean, something can just hop in there. Cats get in there. Mice they just kind of hop in and then kind of move around through the engine area and whatever, the wiring and stuff. And they like to chew on the wiring. There's a coating on the wiring, and I think it's made some soy or something that they can eat. Well, they can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. What I would do is, I do look, but what I would do is I would hear something in there. But I don't boondock like y'all, some of y'all do. I'm in the city and I move around during the day quite a bit. I'm not just sitting still. And when I park at night, I mean, maybe a little mouse, maybe in a residential area might say, ooh, this looks cool, and hop in. They're not going to find a warm engine. That's for darn sure, because, you know, once I stop it, it's getting cold. So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to run from a coyote. Now, why in the city would they be running from a coyote? Well, I haven't seen one lately, but I'll tell you what. There are coyotes definitely in the city. During the day, they kind of hide out. I've seen them at the parks too. One will come in, especially during mating season. Yeah, they'll just walk through the park. They really don't want to harm human beings. They really don't. Although I have heard different, you know. But thank you for those questions, Lucretia. She says, have a beautiful and blessed day. You too. I love you. Now, I do have one more that I want to read. It's just from Bob Locke. He's been with me for a long time. Now, on the one video, I showed downtown at night, driving through it. And you said, beautiful city you have there. Trams on tracks too. Yes, we have. It's called Sunlink. Our bus system is called Suntram, and it is an award-winning bus system. At one point it was #1 in the nation, called Suntram. Yeah, the bus system is excellent here. And in a lot of cases, a lot of people use them, not just people without cars, but they'd rather use the bus system. Because, and they do have express buses that go way up in Oro Valley, and and they're express buses. I mean, they move, they don't stop very often. They have a couple of different, 2 or 3 stops, and that's about it. So they get you there very fast. And, but we have the Sunlink, and it's on tracks. And it's free now. And with COVID, it's free. I think the bus system's free too. So, yeah, and the tram, it goes all the way downtown. It goes all the way to, I don't think they've extended it. I think it goes to Campbell, which is near the university. It goes to university. It goes through the university, the shops in there, and then it goes through downtown. And, oh, yeah, it is wonderful. So, not today. I was going to do it today, but there's some other things that I need to do. And I'm going to take the link, and I'll take you downtown. I'll get some good photos and shots, okay? So, yeah, we do, Bob Locke. We do have trams on tracks, too. Now, it says you're going down to 29 degrees. In New York, we're going up to the 50s tonight. Oh, my God, isn't that something? Weird weather. My van is starting to rock right now from the winds here. Heavy rain too. Enjoyed watching, Lee. Yeah, Bob Locke, thank you. And, thank you for that. Yeah. Well, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. You know what? In Quartzsite, I'll bet a lot of you, in fact, I do have a couple people that have mentioned and left comments and said, Lee, I left Quartzsite. It's just too cold right now. This was the first time out and about. And they said, I'm leaving. One went up to Apache Junction. She's having a good time up there. So a lot of you are thinking, what's all this Quartzsite business about? It's freezing. Well, I can remember the first time I went to Quartzsite. The very first time I went. It was cold in the morning, but I remember going to the RTR twice and sitting in the sun. I was hot. I mean, I had to wear like sleeveless shirt and it was really hot. Well, hopefully next week, which is when the real RTR, I think the women's RTR starts tomorrow, but the regular for everybody, I guess you'd call it the unisex RTR, okay? It starts next week. So hopefully it'll warm up just a little bit. I'm not sure how y'all are handling this unless you're in a Class A that you've got a self-contained nice home. But if you're in minivans and you're in vans, I bet, wow, you're freezing right now. So, yeah, and it doesn't look like it's going to get too much better next week. But as long as in the afternoon, it will heat up just a little bit. Usually, I remember, like I said, the last couple of years, it would get up to like 70, 80, not 80, but 70. In January, get up to at least 70 in the afternoon. Well, that's not happening right now. Oh my gosh. So here's what I've been doing here in Tucson. I mean, I've been spending a lot more time at the gym and going into a restaurant, kind of drinking coffee, order a little something. Just kind of hanging in here, and every once in a while I do need to turn on my heater. I've just been kind of staying as busy as I can, maybe going to the mall and walking around. I have to stay busy because if you just sit here, I mean, it does get really cold. Yeah. So, well, I wanted to encourage you to don't forget. Don't let it fall away. Don't let your goals fall away. You, stamina, consistency, routine. Keep your visions going in your mind. In the morning, you want to vision yourself with your goal. Don't say, I'm going to. Say, say thank you because I already have that. Gratitude is one of the main things that will make it all happen. Gratitude. To say, thank you. I am so grateful for having this. And it'll start the process going, and soon you'll have it in your hand, whatever's here. But if you say, I'm going to, your brain doesn't work that way. Your brain doesn't make things happen. The world doesn't, the world as it is doesn't really make that happen. You want the system here to work for you. Okay? And that's by believing and having faith that you already have it. Okay? Time just needs to catch up with it. Okay? Okay. I love you guys. I do. Give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Really helps. Check your subscription and make sure that you still are subscribed. I'm sure there's a billion other things I wanted to talk to you about, but it's already time to go. So I know you only have so much time. And you know what? I really appreciate you spending time with me today, right? I really do. And you watched it all the way through. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for you because I need you a whole lot more than you need me. I love to talk to you. You encourage me by me talking to you because I know you're out there and I know you're listening. I can feel you. Okay? So go to minivanlee.com and go check it out. Okay? Bye, everyone. You go out and have a good day. And guess what? Good things are coming your way. My way, too. Okay? Bye.
Whoa.
That's a good one.
I wasn't counting on that. Were you?
I think it's like 13.
Wow.
Yeah. They just go, just keep hitting it up. You have to meet the ball. Boom, boom, boom.
And are you supposed to look at it or no?
Obviously, I do better when I don't, because I just...
Huh.